Thank you, Amit. Perhaps if I could pick up on something that I think you've both alluded to, and that is the fact that while things have not been necessarily caused by this particular crisis, the fact that things move at varying speed really brings into focus the role and the importance of leaders making decisions in the moment. So while we're dealing with emerging changes, with what some elements of the energy transition will only come into full force 5, 10 years from now, while in the same day dealing with immediate impacts such as a spike or a drop in the oil price or in the prices of gas. What this really brings for me, and where I found management teams really taking the most out of this, is in their ability to make decisions today, not necessarily have a static prediction of what their view of the future will be like. I don't know, Amy, if you want to add to it.
Sure, I'm happy to. I mean, I think that's a very good point. First of all, to take your last comment, I think that the word future can itself be deceptive, because talking about the future means basically something out there, far away, maybe somebody else's responsibility. The future is really whatever emerging change is unfolding under our feet right now. The goal of being futuristically minded, if you'd like, is to look deeply as possible into the present and to understand what might change. The other really important thing that you bring up has to do with pacing, and it has to do with the different rates at which things change. And so looking at change like with a blunt hammer is not that useful. That's why has everything changed is not yet that useful. Amit pointed out that certain things are accelerating and decelerating. A business leader will want to look at the sort of larger business ecosystem and at their own company, and actually evaluate at what rate certain things are either emerging or moving potentially into obsolescence. And having a sense of those rates is very useful for actually making very nuanced decisions in the moment. And actually having levers for strategy that are much more nuanced than simply sort of saying, okay, there's disruption or there's what we've always had. But it requires a story that's very nuanced as well about how you intend to change yourself to meet an emerging new reality.
Wonderful. And I think you've really alluded to the intersection here between the study of the future and the practice of strategy and how it takes place, and in this case in the energy sector. So that this is wonderful. Maybe this is a good time to pull up our first poll question, seeing that we're looking at the future unfolding and driven by drivers at various speeds. So here's the first polling question. We'd like the audience to please participate and note where they see the crisis or how they see the crisis over the next 5 years. Is it accelerating, decelerating, or perhaps changing course completely? We'd love to hear from you.